Welcome. You are now watching BossLady News, highlighting businesses, nonprofits, events, talent. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Miss Brit Johnson.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to BossLady News. I want to say thank you so much for all your support, your continued support. We are on to our new season, and I'm super excited. We've got amazing artists out there. We've got amazing directors out there, producers out there. I mean, the talent throughout New England is just crazy. So let's make sure that we're recognizing people and highlighting them, because when mainstream media is not, we are. So today we've got an awesome show for you. We're actually going to be getting a chance to talk with a few people that you guys know throughout the community, but they might be their first times on BossLady News. So I'm excited, and I'd like to put my hands together, and everyone else, put your hands together for Miss Bethann.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
Please have a seat. So this is my first time having you on.
And this is my first time being on other show other than mine.
Really? Oh my goodness. For some of the people out there that might not know, you are long-term TV producer here also on BNN Comcast Channel 23. And your show really gets an opportunity for people to see family and community and find out about the different resources that you're always bringing to people.
Well, like my show's about deliverance. My show's spiritual mostly, and it's really about finding hope in God. Like I was on drugs for 30 years, and I was delivered. I was set free, and nobody thought that I could do it. They was, my family threw me away. They gave up on me. But my mother prayed for me, and 30 years, from 23 to 53, I was doing heroin, shooting it, sniffing it, smoking crack, shooting coke, taking pills, drinking, and everything. So what I do is open it up so that people can know there is hope in God, because He did this for me. So there's different people, different guests come with their testimonies, and they tell people.
And I know for people who are going through those situations, that it's currently happening to a number of people out there. That's why now the government's really trying to focus on opioid addictions, but it revolves around being able to speak about it, because a lot of people, they don't want to speak about it.
No. When they tell their testimonies and they talk about their life, I thank God for taking me out of situations. I thank Him for taking me out of my recay and this and that and other. They don't go into detail about what or where the Lord took them, what the Lord took them from, or where He took them, from. So what I do is I reach out to the drug addicts. I reach out to the dope fiends, because I'm saying what I was. I reach out to the crackheads. And people say, well, don't call them that. That's what I was. Prostitutes, tricksters, whatever you want to call us, me that I used to be, that's what I reach out to the people. I feed them, I go and I hug them, I pray for them. So I'm reaching out to them.
Right. And I think it's amazing that you're willing to tell your story. And I think it's amazing that you're giving people a platform for that. I was watching one of the court shows, and the lady said that she was a recovering addict, but she sometimes slips back. But she does see herself as a recovering addict. And the judge said to her, the fact that you're willing to acknowledge that and not hide it and not be so ashamed about it that you're not ready to talk about it, he applauded her. And I think you deserve that same applause. Absolutely.
Well, I think that God deserves it, because He's the one that gives me the strength. I'm saved. I'm saved. And we have a lot of religions out there, but I'm delivered. So I can't go back to something that is no more in my life. When my mother prayed for me, she asked God to take the taste out of my mouth. And when I first accepted Christ as my personal Savior, I did February 17th, 2010. I still got high. I still got high, and I prayed to the Lord. I said, Lord, I love getting high, but I love you, and I'm tired. I want to stop. I was 53 years old, and I'm like, my life's not going nowhere. So the Bible says, if we confess our sins, He is faithful and just to forgive us our sins and to cleanse us from all unrighteousness. And that's what I did. I confessed to Him. I said, listen, I like this, because it's good. It's a good high, but there's a way that seems right to man. And at the end of that is death.
Right.
And at the end of that situation was death for me.
And you being able to bring this platform to yourself and other people on TV, I mean, when you were younger, did you ever feel as if you would be a TV producer? You would be able to provide this kind of platform?
No, I thought I was going to be a nurse.
Okay. And then totally different.
Totally different.
So what kind of got you, what opened up your abilities to want to even produce and give this kind of platform?
I didn't want to.
Okay.
I sat in the, so whether you believe in the Holy Spirit or not, He led me and guided me. I was going to get my hair done, and I stopped in the parking lot across the street. I'm like, I'm not going to, I'm taking this $150 and I'm going to get my hair done. No. I'm not doing this. I'm not being on TV, because I was watching BNN and I felt led to BNN, and I didn't want to do it, but this is my calling.
Right.
And the reason why I went through 30 years of this, or a little over 30 years of addiction and all other types of, I was raped by police officers.
Wow.
I was, shot at. I was guns pointed to my head and clicked it, and there was no bullets. There was a lot of stuff that went. I've been raped by tricks and all kind of things. So I went through that just for a time like this, so that I can reach out to people who are there now.
Right. You have a story to tell. And the one thing I've come to notice in our community, people are not comfortable with you if they don't feel like they can relate to you.
That's right.
And people are willing to give themselves and speak with you because they can relate to you, because you've been comfortable
I've been there and done
opening
that.
up. Yeah.
I've been there and done that. Like, I'm going to talk about...
Your book.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about a situation that I was in. Okay, this is how bad the addiction had me. My mother had passed. I haven't seen her. I didn't even know she was in the hospital. And I haven't seen her like for 7 months. And so I was getting high, so I laid down to go to sleep because I was up for like 5 days, and something tapped me on the foot, on my feet, in my bedroom sleeping. So I got up. I thought it was a woman I left in the front room, and it wasn't. And then I get a phone call from my brother saying, Mom is dead. And I'm like, why are you lying? It's that serious? Okay, whatever. So my niece came over, and she said, Nana's gone. And I said, go to the hospital and see. And when she called me and told me, all I could think about is how to get a drug dealer here to bring me some crack. That's how bad the addiction had me. I didn't care about my mother. I didn't care about my son that got life without parole for something he didn't even do. I didn't care about anything but getting that next hit. And so I have to deal with that situation now. After everything, I mean, I'm not doing it no more. I'm delivered. I'm set free. But when you do stuff like that, you're going to have to bring it over into your life being in recovery.
Right.
Or being saved. I don't say
owning
that.
your mistakes.
I don't say I'm in recovery. I'm delivered. I'm set free. So my heart breaks every once in a while. Then the Lord puts it back together. But it breaks my heart that I put that before my mother or my son or anybody I love. Anybody that was in my path, they got it.
Yeah.
And if you get the book, you read it. It's an open, raw and real situation going on there.
Right. So we're going to take a brief break right now, and we are here with Bethann Codrington. And before we get a chance to talk more about the TV production, we're going to talk about this book, Redemption. So you guys don't go anywhere. We've got more for you on Boss Lady News.
When you're running your own business and taking care of your disabled brother, you tend to learn about responsibility pretty quickly.
Cost of family time activities getting you down?
Hello, I'm Dr.
extra spruce. If you or someone you know needs a healthy dose of nature, visit discovertheforest.org to find out which park or forest is closest to your family.
Acorns are not real currency, but that's okay because parks or forests are either free or super affordable. It's a truly economical way for the whole family to enjoy each other's company and bond beyond the confines of concrete buildings and rush hour.
Thank you for staying tuned to Boss Lady News, and we're here on set with one of our producers, New England International producers, and you've got your own television production, and not just is she a TV producer, she is also a writer and author of the book Redemption.
Redemption from the crack house to God's house.
Now, what made you decide that you were going to write this book?
I didn't want to write it. Like, I'm led by the Holy Spirit.
Okay.
And I knew I wrote, this is the second book I wrote. I have a little pamphlet type of book situation going on, just for you who believe in Christ. And it's a book of encouragement.
Okay.
And he was just getting me ready for this.
Okay.
So,
so the steps to it.
Yeah, so different people from different churches, you know, came and told me, well, the Lord said it's time for you to write your book. I'm like, I already wrote my book, Know Your Life Story. It's hard. I have to live from a child when I was molested to now, you know, and all the in-between. I have to relive that, you know, and it's not easy.
Right.
It's not easy. It's very emotional.
Right. And when you were writing this story, it's not always easy to
Relive.
Yeah.
No,
It's not always easy to relive everything. And the best people are willing to purge all of this. And I'm going to walk over and grab this book because I want people to be familiar with it.
Yes.
And I mean, it's got an amazing cover. And I think this story will be universal in forms of it's going to touch not just the Black community, not just the white community, but anyone that's dealing with mental health issues and turn to drugs.
Okay, and this isn't just for people that are on drugs. It's like, that was just my brand of sin. Any kind of sin going on in your life that you get deep into, any kind of sin, and you lose hope in God, because I lost all my hope in God. I was raised up in the church, but listen, I lost it all. I'm like, listen, this addiction took over my life. It took completely over my life. It had control of my life. So it's like, you're going to read about my addiction and from when I was a young girl and was molested up until now. Even after I accepted Christ, it's not a lot of good time. It's you know, I'm pleased with my life now. But I go through situations, you know, I go through life situations. I still live a dysfunctional life. I'm trying to find that functional life, you know, because 30 years, all I knew was drugs, prostituting, lying, stealing, cheating people out of their money, and it wasn't small amounts, you know, so I did a lot to people. And there's certain things in there where I just did to people, and I'm just open with it. And everything's in there. Not everything, because 30 years you can't fit. I need a volume of, you know. So.
And oddly enough, whenever people are kind of going through it, they want to tell their story to someone, to anyone. They want to tell that story. And I'm just reading the back of this book, and I wanted to share it with everyone. So it says, Redemption, From the Crack House to God's House, is the long-awaited personal memoir from author Bethann Codrington. It's a captivating account of a more than 30-year ferocious battle with drug addiction that led her to the gates of hell. And everyone has their own personal hells that they deal with. And as a child, you can't really talk about these things. And then if you don't get to deal with the mental stress that's caused.
You know, Brit, back then when they were molesting, back in my day when I was young, they weren't penetrating. They were making us feel good. Like they would play with us, and I'm like, wow, that tickles, that feels good, hee hee hee. So sometimes I would look forward to going over to so-and-so's house to be molested, and I didn't know no better at that time. They would make you feel good. They wouldn't penetrate, they wouldn't hurt you. They wouldn't make you think they would be playing doctors, nurses, mother, daddy, you're the mother, I'm the daddy, you know, and stuff like this, grown people. You know, so it was a different kind of situation going on there.
Right.
And so them doing that to me and turn around, and I did it to
Other
kids.
people.
No, kids, you know, because we played house. I taught them how to play house and doctors and stuff like that. I was like 8 years old. I didn't know no better. So that's what was going on. Like nowadays, they're hurting kids. They're killing them. They're penetrating. They're, you know, doing.
There are some horrible people
horrible
out there.
things, yeah.
And there's still children out there today that don't feel as if they can speak up for themselves. There's still
Well, they're being
trafficking.
They're being threatened.
There's trafficking, not just threatened, they're
Yeah.
being kidnapped.
Kidnapped, yes.
And in some cases, like another young woman, that she killed the man that kidnapped her and put her into prostitution, and then she went to jail. And it was so disappointing that the system couldn't protect her then, and as an adult, they couldn't protect her.
They
So
turned on
your
her.
story is going to be an opportunity for people to feel like they can talk about it before it's too late.
Yeah, and I also have a LLC. It's called Finding Hope in God. So that's the book under that, and my show's underneath that.
Wow.
So, you know, it's really all about finding hope in God, because although I knew God and I was brought up in the church, I lost hope.
And hope is what we have to have.
Yes, we have to have it.
I want to thank you so much for coming on to the show. I'm so excited.
I'm excited too.
You've already talked about how the book is already getting out and into the hands and names of amazing people out there. I want to congratulate you
Thank
on all
you.
your success, and
Thank
we
you.
definitely want to make sure we have you back.
Okay.
Okay? Now, we are going to head over to that time when I want to share with you guys a little bit more of education and understanding behind the benefits of being a property owner and real estate owner, right? So now, it's realty time. So today we are here with Elliot Schmiedel from the One Mortgage Program, and we're going to get a chance to ask him a few questions about that. Elliot, how are you today?
I'm great, Brit. How are you?
I'm really good, and I'm super interested in being able to tell people a little bit about the One Mortgage Program.
Yeah.
So what exactly is the One Mortgage Program?
Sure. So the One Mortgage is a affordable loan option for first-time homebuyers in Massachusetts. It's one of Massachusetts' most affordable mortgage products. It features a couple great benefits that are going to help make the loan more affordable. First off, are discounted fixed interest rates. So with the One Mortgage, you get a 30-year interest rate, a 30-year loan with a fixed interest rate, and it's a very low rate. The down payment minimum is also very low. If you're looking to buy a condo or a single-family property, the down payment minimum is 3%. And if you're looking to buy a two-family, it's also 3%, and a three-family is 5%.
Wow.
And of those funds, only 1.5% have to be in your own funds. So you're able to use gifts and grants to help for that down payment.
Wow.
And the city of Boston, for example, and other municipalities offer down payment assistance that we recommend people try to put together with a One Mortgage. There's also no PMI or private mortgage insurance with a One Mortgage. So that's going to save borrowers, in many cases, hundreds of dollars a month.
Wow.
A lot of first-time home buyers can't afford to pay PMI. It's going to limit their affordability, but with One Mortgage, you don't have to pay it. And then lastly, some borrowers are also eligible for additional state subsidy, which is going to help pay the interest on their loan during the first 7 years. So all these features together really make a product that's going to help you afford more house and help you afford your first house in general.
Nice.
Now, for many people out there in the Boston area, it's becoming increasingly difficult to stay here.
Yep.
Is the One Mortgage program specifically for Boston?
No. The One Mortgage started in Boston, but we've since expanded to the entire state of Massachusetts. So you can actually buy a property in any one of Massachusetts' 351 cities and towns with a One Mortgage.
Wow.
There's no requirement to just stay in Boston.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
For individuals who want to go ahead and look into the One Mortgage program, where do they go? How do they find out or sign up for a One Mortgage program?
Great questions. So you don't come to MHP for a One Mortgage. We work with 45 participating banks and credit unions throughout the state. They are the places you go to get a One Mortgage or to be pre-qualified for a One Mortgage. But there's a couple steps before that I think people should know about. The first, we have a website, mhp.net. We have a One Mortgage section on there with a lot of valuable information. So we recommend that you start there. You can learn more about the program. You can use the cost calculator to figure out whether or not you might qualify for one and how much home you could afford with one. And then what we do is we provide you with links to homebuyer education classes, down payment assistance resources, and our participating lenders.
Wow, okay. People have to basically get out there, go into the banks, and find out if they offer the One Mortgage program.
Yes, there's a list of banks on our website that participate. So you can go onto the site and get a list of loan officers there. Those are people that have been trained on the product. You don't want to just show up at your local bank branch and ask if they offer One Mortgage, because the person you talk to may not know the answer to that. So I recommend going to the site or calling us, emailing us, and we can put you in touch with people we know the product and can originate a loan.
Perfect. Is your team ever willing to come out and really meet with the people and answer their questions and meet them where they are?
Sure. Yeah, we have an outreach team. We do first-time homebuyer classes, so we'll go out and we'll talk to people who are learning about the home buying process. We attend City of Boston lender fairs, meet the lenders, homebuyer expos, and things like that. And then we're willing to partner with realty groups and other community organizations too, who are bringing people together who want to learn more about not just home buying, but the One Mortgage.
Right.
So feel free to contact us and invite us out to your event, and we'd be more than happy to come out and share the details and answer your questions.
Right. My first introduction to the One Mortgage program was at a Meet the Lenders.
Oh, great.
And that was awesome, and I was super excited to find out the intricate pieces to home ownership.
Yeah.
For so many people out there, it just it's not so much a scary process because they don't want to do it, but because they don't know all of the different pieces.
Absolutely. It's the end result is something good. It's you're buying your home, so you're willing to put yourself through this sort of the ups and downs, but there is a lot that goes into it. That's why I can't stress enough the homebuyer education aspect. I always feel bad when I find out that somebody took the homebuyer education piece really late in the process. I think that should be the first thing, because from there you'll be able to better dictate every move that you make. Working with a real estate agent, which loan product you use, who your loan officer is, which home inspector you choose. All of those decisions are going to be made with more information after you've taken your class.
Right. What are the requirements that individuals have to have?
Yeah, so the program generally is a first-time home buyer program. So you need to have not owned a home in the past 3 years. That's the first requirement, first-time home buyer. The second is our income limits. So this is a program for income-eligible households. On our website, we have our income limits broken down by community. You want to look and see, if your household size is one person or two people or three people, however many people are living in the household, there's an associated income limit, and you need to fall below that number. We have an asset limit, which says you can't have more than $75,000 in liquid assets. Mm-hmm. We don't count retirement funds as part of those. So if you have a 401k or a 403b, or even a college savings plan, with more than that, you can still qualify.
Okay.
And then we have a credit score requirement. For a condo or a single family, it's 660, and for a 2 or 3 family, it's 680.
Okay.
And then lastly, you need to live in the property. So this program is backed by public funds. It's designed for people who are going to be owner occupants. So if you wanted to, buy a condo and use it as an investment, you'd need to use another product.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So that prevents the investors from being able to take a hold of some of these programs that are really for individuals out there looking to live in their property.
Exactly. This is for people who are going to live in the property, invest in the neighborhood, invest in the community, and hopefully help create more stable neighborhoods.
Right. And in terms of individuals who want to look at a two-family home,
Yeah.
is there a requirement for them? Do they have to take a landlord class?
It's recommended for a 2 or a 3 family. I think buying a multifamily as your first home is a really steep learning curve, but I think a great opportunity to build wealth. The returns can really be significant with a 2 or 3 family. If you're buying a 3 family with the one mortgage, you do need to do one-on-one counseling with an approved home ownership counselor. And we have a list of counselors that we work with throughout the state. And what they do is they help you prepare to become a landlord. They're going to review your budget. They're going to teach you about landlord-tenant law. They're going to review the property inspection report with you because with a 3-family loan or a 3-family property, you don't just have one boiler, you've got 3. You've got 3 sets of systems. There's a lot more that can go wrong, and you need to be better prepared to do that.
Now, I know there was a question out there from a lady who had a foreclosure on her home I want to say, I believe it was a few years ago.
Okay.
But she had a question in terms of what happens if you were foreclosed. Was this an opportunity eventually for even people like her?
Eventually, yeah. Just because you've been foreclosed upon in the past does not mean that you can't get a one mortgage loan. There's a 7-year waiting period from the time that you experienced a foreclosure to the time that you're eligible for a one mortgage loan. And the same goes for a lot of other loan products. But there are still options out there.
Nice.
Yeah, I think first-time home buyers are in a good position today because there's a lot of competitive products that are well-priced and they're affordable. But one mortgage, it's about the monthly payment. It's about the discounted interest rate and the no PMI and the state subsidy that's available. All 3 of those factors are going to help make your monthly payment lower than other low-cost loans.
Right.
And for most home buyers, income-eligible home buyers, the monthly payment's the most important thing. They've got to make sure that this mortgage payment is going to fit into their monthly budget so that they can not only buy the home, but be sustainable homeowners going forward.
Absolutely.
And, I think that you should shop around, sure, but compare the price of the loan.
I think this was a lot of great information for people out there. Again, how can people find out more about the One Mortgage program and get your team out?
Sure. MHP.net. Is our website. The One Mortgage section has a lot of great information about the product. It also has our contact information, so you can call us 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. We've got people who answer the phone, answer your questions, help connect you with lenders, home buyer classes. You can email us. We'll get back to you that way. And if you want us to come out and talk about the program for your group or your community, let us know. We'll do that.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Elliot.
Thank you very much.
I know, I'm super excited. I can't wait for you guys to find out more. Make sure that you do visit the website, and One Mortgage program might be your way to home ownership. Talk to you later.
So whenever you are ready, just feel free to hit me up also. I help everybody with buying, selling property, and if you want to just kind of have some conversations to learn more. And we even have every 4th Sunday of the month. If you're worried about your credit, if you're worried about your finances, every 4th Sunday of the month, we are at 1544 Columbus Ave. And we are doing a sustainable financial planning workshop. So I expect to see you guys because whether you're buying a property or renting, your credit matters. Now, let's get a chance to meet another amazing person here in the New England area. She's an artist development person. That's what I always knew her to be. This is Aarachel. All right. Hello.
How are you?
How are you?
I'm great.
Have a seat.
Thank you.
I'm so glad to have you on the show because I've actually known you. It's okay. I've actually known you for like 10 years.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been a super long time. And what is so awesome about what you do is you work with young people.
Yes.
And I can't do it. But in terms of being able to help young people prepare themselves because they want to be rappers or they want to be singers or they just want to be in the entertainment industry, you have been a pivotal person to encourage people to continue to move forward and be comfortable with what it is that they're trying to do. So have you always found yourself wanting to do that, like when you were younger?
Yes, I've been training kids since I was 14 years of age. Like I started off as a poet when I was 11. Then it gradually grew into music. So I tried to be the female version of Tupac. So I started off as a rapper. Then it got into R&B when I found Escape and other artists, SWV. And then it got into gospel when I got more into the church. And then I started doing puppetry. And then I started coming to BNN. I started doing plays back in 2004. That's how I started getting into BNN. And so now I do music, television, and film. And currently I teach 3 to 9-year-olds for the summer for one program. They're doing 2 songs. And then I teach another program called Prep for Life. They're 12 to 22 years of age. So we do puppetry as well as bullying skits. And one of my artists that I discovered, I know her for like 2 to 3 weeks now. Her name is Lahby Israel. She's going to be performing for you today within the next few minutes. Yeah. So I've been doing this for like at least over 30 years though.
And so, you know, backstory, before we started with the show, I heard you kind of talking with our director, Ashley. She's amazing. And you were saying how you met Lahby. And it wasn't her wanting to be an artist, it was you picked up on it.
Yeah, I heard her voice. Like after I was teaching them a song called Same God by Ty Tribbett. So that's one of the songs they're going to be doing for their puppetry skit for their graduation for Prep for Life. Prep for Life teaches them about financial literacy, vision boards. Like yesterday they had movie night. They have a lot of other workshops like self-esteem and self-awareness, etiquette classes. They have all type of classes. It's an 8-week program and they get a small stipend for that. It's located at Warren Gardens, 20 Hennisford Street across from 12 Baptist Church. They meet every day, like 3 to 4 days a week or so.
So if people want to get in touch with you and have their children participate in that program, they can still reach out to you, or is it full?
I'm one of the teachers, but the person who's in charge of that program, her name is Juanita Grant. Her telephone number is 617-955-1207. And my company is Stardom Mention. I will be auditioning for your young talent because I do hip-hop, R&B, and gospel. So I'm looking for 3 shades of black. I'm looking for a dark-skinned artist, a brown-skinned artist, and a light-skinned artist between the ages of 13 to 18 to do hip-hop, R&B, and gospel. I have over 200 songs that I have written, plus a few movie scripts. So I'm revamping my production company in between my 2 jobs, because I will be a cook. I'll be working at Berklee College of Music as well as Fenway as a cook to get my money back up. But in between that, I will be having training artists for America's Got Talent to be a part of Stardom Mention to represent the music brand as well as the clothing brand.
Wow.
So
you do so much.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting how you mentioned, and I feel like in our community this tends to happen a lot, where you're working to really feed your business.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be working 15 hours a day from 7 in the morning to 2 o'clock at Berklee. Then I leave from Berklee and go to Fenway from 4 to 10 o'clock and do it every single day. But thank God when one is off season, the other one be on season, so hopefully it won't be as much. Gotcha.
Nice, nice. Now, I really wanted to make sure that people understood when I said earlier that this young lady, Lahby,
yes,
she's heard
amazing.
Her talent.
Yeah, she's amazing.
And when you heard her talent, what made you decide to say, you know what, I think I want to help her, you know, excel in that performing arts?
Well, I decided to be a part of Prep for Life because I knew I wanted to find 3 talented artists. I knew I had like 1 or 2 already in mind, and I knew I was looking for a light-skinned artist. And when I heard her voice, I was like, who's that singing? Her maternal grandmother, like, yeah, you know who that was. I like, oh my gosh. And her grandmother is Muslim, so we had a little conflict about the singing, but thank God we have resolved that issue since then.
So we're going to take a brief break, and when we come back, we're going to get a chance to meet Lahby.
All right, thank you.
So you guys don't go anywhere. You'll be right back.
guys, tell me, kids, what does reading mean to you?
Thank you for staying tuned to Boss Lady News. Thank you for staying tuned to Boss Lady News. We are now going to get a chance to actually talk with the young lady that you heard her, and she just touched your soul, and you wanted to continue working with her.
Yes, her voice is amazing.
So this is Libby. How are you?
Good, and you?
It's very nice to meet you. How old are you?
16.
You're 16. You're so pretty. Now, how did you meet Miss Aarachel?
I was at a Prep for Life class, and they told us, like, you don't have to come in that day, but I was like, I wanted to, because it was like, why not be there for the whole thing if we're counselors and campers? So.
Right. So you had a passion to just do what you were supposed to do.
Yeah.
That's really good, because there's a lot of young people out there that are like knuckleheads, and they don't want to do what they're supposed to. So it's good to know that there's some young people out there. She caught you singing, or you were singing for something.
At the end of rehearsals, of our puppet rehearsal, that's when I heard her singing. They took over my laptop and started playing their own little music, and I heard her singing a song.
Wow. So do you have a passion for singing, or are you like a shower singer? Like, what happened?
I don't know, it's just always been music. Like, I used to leave my alarm clock on while I slept, and like, it was just always music is there. And my aunt, she kind of inspired me.
Nice. Okay. So music makes you happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I know this is your first time performing, and don't worry, there's only a few people in here. We're going to make it as comfortable as possible, but I would love to hear you.
Thank you.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. All right. We're going to go on into your song. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to everyone?
My name is Lahby, and
What you're going to sing?
I'm going to be singing The One by Georgia Smith.
Okay. Let's do it.
Never had to work for love, always let it come around. Don't wanna be falling in when I'm falling out. Now there's lust in my head, I'm trying to find who I am. There's choosers, there's takers, there's begging, heartbreaking. I don't wanna be that way. You'll never hear me say, console me when really I'm lonely. I don't wanna feel that way, even if I feel that way when I need someone. I don't wanna need no one. I'm not trying to let you in, even if I found. Never had to wait for love, always thought it'd come around. You come for me, but I'm nowhere to be found. Consolations for conversations I don't need right now. I'm afraid of these relations, I can't be tied down. There's choosers, there's takers, there's begging, heartbreaking. I don't wanna be that way. You'll never hear me say, come hold me, console me, when really I'm lonely. You'll never hear don't wanna need no one. I'm not trying to let you in. Even if I found the one.
Wow. That is just your voice. You hit a note that I didn't think you were going to hit. So I definitely got chills. I got my goosebumps because you heard that, which I heard, and you found a talent.
Yes.
And you were talented on your own.
Amen.
How do you feel? Like, I mean, it's a blessing that someone else would hear you and really want to put, some energy into helping you develop that. Yeah. Well, how can people get in touch with you one more time?
My company is Stardom Mansion, STARDOM Mansion, MANSION. The email address is stardommansionboston@gmail.com. The telephone number where you could call or text is 617-958-1847.
Thank you.
And I do hip hop, R&B, and gospel, looking for artists 13 to 20 to represent my brand.
Nice. That's awesome. Well, guys, we've got a little bit more for you in terms of performing arts. And Brother DQ, who's amazing, Daquan, and he's been putting together an artist showcase in Cambridge. And New England Jams got an opportunity, as usual. And this is where the accent is about to come in. And I know everybody in the control room is starting to laugh. But whenever I have to deal with music, I always end up turning into like this downtown Julie Brown. So you guys will hear that as we go on over to Golden Mike's opportunity. And New England Jams was able to catch that. So I hope you guys enjoy this.
What's up? I'm Adonijah, and tonight I'm performing at Golden Mike.
Someone who goes by Adonisha. It's a pretty name, and I really hope it's a really pretty song.
I'm just here to, share some energy with y'all tonight. So I haven't done this song in a while. This first song is called Lonely at the Top.
We can go explore, I can show you more. Do you want some more?
music is influenced by pain, heartbreak, you know, experience, just learning life's lessons and, you know, taking it the best way that you can. I'd say focus on yourself. Don't worry about other artists and where they're at in their position. Just worry about getting yourself better, strengthening your craft, and, you know, really just tuning into your passion. That's all that matters.
I want to call to the stage, She's a Rebel. Put your hands together for this girl.
Let me start by saying I have suffered in silence way too long, internally struggling with discipline, belief, self-confidence, hell, my own damn identity. Caring about others' opinions that deceive my internal being when I still didn't know me. I would never want you to lose sight like me, lose love like me, lose respect for yourself like me, fall victim to the system like me, lose yourself like me. We all get tired of life, right? It wasn't until I got sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired that I give up, allowing my faith to trust me unseen. What is faith if you do not believe, if you do not believe, if you do not believe that you can accomplish anything that is not seen? I had to keep going. You wouldn't idolize me had you known I suffered from weight. You wouldn't idolize me had you known I suffered from alcoholism and sex addiction and pill popping and unworthiness of my self condition, right? And if you don't admire my struggle, wait, if you don't admire my struggle, you could not admire my hustle. I just
So right now I have the Gumbo Pot 2 that's happening right in Dorchester. I also got the Mass Wave coming up in June. Be on the lookout for that. The songs I'm going to perform tonight are Hello, Promises, and of course the one and only NASA that just released. My inspiration is just to go based off my community where I grew up at. I'm a product of my own environment. I rep Boston 617, you know, just growing up there, and also like stuff happening in our community that we need to talk about. So advice, network. Don't be afraid to get out of your comfort zone. Don't be afraid to do the impossible. The impossible is possible, and push yourself and don't give up. The way you can get in contact with me is if you go on IG, it's Bay_it's Kia. And for Facebook, OAZ. For Instagram, for SoundCloud, it's OAZ.
It was the women that showed me how to burn, looking these salty ass. I do it tonight. They said, I can't always get my way. So fuck that way, y'all go and find my own. They say it's the same shit, a different day. That's why I live every day, like you never know. I ain't waiting, I'm just being patient. I'm making moves, I ain't staying stationed. I see them getting scary. They got the butterflies, thought they Mariah Carey. I'm from the mass home of the new edition. Trying to make their ears ring and get them to listen. Making them move, fucking they people mourning. Keeping it quiet, low-key. I think they think that they know me. She said she read what she told me. I won't believe till you show me. I am not falling for nothing. Don't fall in love with the old me. Thinking back when I was tight. Sipping my candle. Last one I just want dedicated to everybody who supports me, whoever has supported me. My grandmother, my mom, my shorties, and the audience. Yo, DJ Spriggs, DQ, they been with me the whole time too. Let's get it. I just want to say, thank God they my mom and my family. They the only reason I'm able to be doing me. I knew I had to get it like it's natural for me. Pull out the camera, say this lights, camera action for me. I grew up wondering why I was so damn quiet. Turns out I was thinking up an empire. Mom's told me that she seen it in me, kept me going, and she supported, so it kept me growing. I love you, Mom. Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Put your hands up if you love your family. Put your hands up. Put your hands up.
So my name is GMC. I just performed tonight. It was crazy. You can find my music. You can go on Google, look up GEMCE. It's GMC, or you can go to my website, GEMCE4.com.
Again, you guys are here. This is a golden mic opportunity. If this is your first time, welcome. If this is not your first time, thank you for supporting and coming through once again, showing your support to all the artists.
Bratha DQ, he goes hard trying to put this show together. He goes hard trying to make sure that there's a platform for artists. He's an artist himself, and he gives you guys the spotlight. So put your hands together one more time for Bratha DQ.
Today's spotlight is on BossLady News.
Hi, I'm Brit Johnson. We highlight individuals, small business, nonprofits, and events throughout New England and beyond. Visit the website BossLadyNews.com, and I'm on Fridays at 6 p.m. Thank you guys so much for staying tuned to BossLady News. As always, you guys know you can always email me, bossLadyNews@gmail.com, with any of the amazing events going on throughout the community, any of the amazing people that you feel like I should connect with and interview and make sure that they have a platform to be able to highlight themselves. We've got an awesome event that is coming up. One of the other New England international producers, Mr. Fennell Haywood Fennell, is going to be actually doing his play, which is out in Worcester. I want you guys to go ahead and take a look at that flyer. So on September 29th, he'll be out in Worcester, and they're doing the Harlem Renaissance revisited with a gospel flair. Haywood has done and it's at 3 p.m., in Worcester, and you guys can make sure you head out there. It'll be a great time. There'll be some food. There'll be amazing performance, and I hope you guys do come on out and show your support. It's in, Worcester is central Massachusetts, so you guys, it's not that far, and it's always good to get a chance to get outside of the city. I know everyone feels as if Boston is the only place where anything's happening, but that's a lie. It's not true. And as you continue to watch Realty Time, we'll be taking you to some of the other cities so you can see what the residents out there do and how they enjoy themselves, because there's a lot of people that don't come to Boston. Once again, thank you for staying tuned to BossLady News. I hope you enjoyed the show, and we're on every Friday at 6 p.m.